Now we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty of what Indians are all about.
I still say we Indian people are believers in the truth. This is the way of life that was given to your people. You're born an Indian, you're going to die an Indian. Indianness is a good life. You're facing an Indian this afternoon.
Good afternoon out there, everyone, and welcome to your number one source for Native American television news, Native News Today. I'm your host, Jason Salzman, and we are in the Muskogee Media Studios here in the capital city of Okmulgee of the great Muskogee Creek Nation. And I have a special guest this week here on the program, Mr. William Lowe. He is the Director of Tourism and Recreation here at the Creek Nation. And Will is a friend of the program, been on many times, but it's been a while, so I'm glad to have you back in and in the studio. And I think this might be your first time in the new studio, so
yeah, it is.
It's good to have you back in and to be on the program.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Jason.
Yeah,
it's always great to be here.
You know, there's a lot of things to talk about. You know, we've got a lot of things going on right now with your department specifically, and some of the things that you're involved in too outside of the Muskogee Creek Nation, working with several different tribal entities and agencies, things like that. So we'll get to that in a little bit. But you and I just not too long ago spent a nice day out on the course at Fountainhead Creek and playing a little golf. And you guys run that place, and it's sure looking sharp this time of year.
Oh, it's always a good place to just relax and get out there and, you know, play a round of 18 and go against yourself, you know. But it's Mike Wood down there, he has a great crew, and you know, believe it or not, there's only, I think, 13 staff down there.
Oh,
so
man.
It's open from sun up to sundown, and you go out there and you see all the attention that's been put into those greens and grounds. So,
and I think we talked about that too. We're like, man, you know, it's a wonder that these guys can get it looking this good because it is in such great shape. But that's one of the things too that you guys really push, because that's something that can really be an economic boom for this tribe if we get more people down there. And we always want to talk about it. We want to promote it as much as we can, but it's a good way to have fun, and it's a great way for the tribe to bring in a diverse economic stream.
Oh yeah, that's right. You know, and it's been a while since I think Mike's been there maybe 2 years, but he's done quite a bit with the grounds, and you know, the tournament play has increased, and you know, there's just just kind of like a sense of ownership with all the Eufaula and Shakota folk down there, and they have the elderly men's group down there, so they take it pretty serious too. And you know, it's great to see a lot of younger folks out there too that you know, we're not so young anymore, but yet we're out there sweating it out with the rest of them. But it's great to see folks out there, and you know, one day hopefully, you know, we grew up there, of course, and hopefully can see that lodge come back.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's
absolutely
something that I think with the course continue to go or continue to be underneath the tribe, then it's something that once that lodge is developed, then the play out there will increase.
Well, it's almost like an anchor tenant.
Oh yeah,
you have that there, and you can build around it, and that's one of the things too. I'm glad you bring that up, because as people, you and I that grew up in that area, we see a lot of old friends, and those people, we're kind of close to it, you know?
Yeah.
So we get, not to say numb or used to the fact that the tribe is now in control of that facility and that place, but a lot of the people on the outside, they're excited about it. They know that what can happen if we push the right buttons and we keep it going in the right direction. And I think they've seen where it was to where it is now, you know, and it's night and day. So you guys are doing a fantastic job down there, and a lot of things to talk about. We wanted to just touch on that, but you guys at Tourism and Recreation doing lots of things too coming up. We're going to talk about a big event you guys have coming up for the employees specifically. So we're going to get to all of that. We've got some great features today as well. We'll talk about the Muskogee Literacy Program. We'll also take a visit back to last week when Muskogee filmmaker Travis Hamilton brought his film Legends of the Sky to Creek Nation and actually premiered it at the Orpheum Theater. We'll have an interview with Travis, and he did a filmmaking workshop here for the Creek Nation, for Creek citizens as well. So we're going to show you those two stories. And Will, you're going to stick around with me on the program today, right? We'll talk about a little bit more stuff. Yeah, we'll have him here for the next 30 minutes, and I know everybody out there is happy about that. Like I said, it's been a little bit since we've had Will on the program, so we've got lots of great news, great things to talk about, as well as some election season things that we're going to keep you updated on, and some of the forums we have coming up too, and that will be in the Muskogee Dome, which Will can talk about as well. So all kinds of great things on the program this week. You do not want to go anywhere. This is your number one source. We're going to take our first break. We'll be right back after this.
We believe if you teach a man to fish, you can feed him for a lifetime. We believe that transitioning convicted citizens back into our communities enhances public safety. We believe that every citizen, even ex-prisoners, are important and are capable of change. We believe in reclaiming our citizens and investing them back into a culture that embraces healing and restoration.
We believe
in reintegration.
It's more than just an associate degree. It's a life-changing experience.
You'll see a lot of cultural features here on the campus. You'll see a symbol of the MYON, which goes back to the history of Muskogee people as being in that Mississippian time period, that mound building society. That really welcomes our students whenever they first get here.
The college in itself is beyond the building, is the people.
They're passionate, very passionate about what they teach, and it shows whenever they're teaching.
The instructors and the administration, they really believe in their students here.
After a couple classes, I began to notice that it kind of felt as if I were returning back to something that has been lost for like a long time. As I learned more about the history of my people, to discover that there were very many great people that did a lot of good things for their people, for their nations, and that those people were American Indian and Native American, it kind of brings out a sense of pride that was not really there before.
There is a future for our people.
Looking for your next 18-hole adventure? Then take a look at Fountainhead Creek Golf Club. Nestled in the beautiful confines of Lake Eufaula State Park, large sloping greens and well-placed bunkers characterize the Muskogee Creek Nation's Floyd Farley designed course and offers a fine test of skill for any golfer. Stay up on all the latest gear and equipment with a visit to our pro shop. Have lunch at the Turn at the Clubhouse Grill. We're waiting to accommodate you at Fountainhead Creek. Give us a call at 918-689-3209 or visit fountainheadgolf.com to book your next round. Fountainhead Creek Golf Club, close to home, far from ordinary.
I think creatively, I was just into drawing for a long time, ever since I was a kid. It wasn't until maybe around late 2007, 2008 that I became aware of the graffiti scene. It changed everything for me. You don't even really understand in the beginning what kind of journey it's going to take you on, but I think that in order to become great at what you do, it really boils down to how you feel about yourself and how you feel about your own artistic creativity and your own expression. I think it comes from a belief in oneself and pushing yourself to the limits as far as you can take it.
And welcome back to Native News Today. Jason Salzman once again with special guest William Lowe this week. And Will, one of the things I want to talk to you about coming up actually tomorrow, the American Indian Chamber of Commerce of Oklahoma, something that you've been heavily involved in for a while now, but I know that you've taken even a greater role this year with the Gathering. And what the Gathering is the big statewide gathering,
right.
No, but a statewide event each year for the AICCO in which a lot of people come together. Well, just talk about it a little bit.
Sure, yeah. We used to partner with the Indian Country Business Summit every year, and they went a different route than what we were for more to the federal side of the business, and we concentrate a lot with small Native-owned businesses, and we do a lot of work with the taro groups with each tribe, and I've been on the board for probably 3 years now, I think, and this year I'm the vice president and am the president-elect for 2016. Okay. But our conference is in Norman, Oklahoma at Riverwind, excuse me, and for this is
with
our
all
second
the river
year.
and wind.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
Yeah.
So, but this year, my group and I have really helped plan it. We did it as well last year, but it's our second year, and we concentrate a lot on the smaller business practices, if you will, even though we have a lot of tribes that come in and represent their economic development section of it. So yeah, that's kind of in a nutshell of what we do with the conference, and have some special guest speakers coming in and training from travel to 8A contracting, and we have a forum with the tarot folks, so we have a matchmaking type deal going on.
Well, and a lot of it too is consistency. I've covered it before, and our new tarot manager, actually John Overacre, is a guy that you've worked with before with the Gathering and AICCO and things like that. So there's that familiarity too. You guys get together on a yearly basis, like I said, but really with meetings quarterly here and there on updating everything. But it really is, as you said, just another support group for these small businesses, ways to get their names out there. I know a lot of these businesses come to you guys with feedback in the way that these things help us quite a bit.
Oh, great. Yeah, and they do, because we have 5 different chapters throughout the state, and one being here in Okmulgee, we go to the Tulsa chapter quite a bit, and they have their own chapter boards of directors, and John, he's on the state chamber board as well with me and with the rest of us on there, but he's really familiar with it and was the president last year again, and was able to contribute quite a bit, and he was with the Cherokees then, so now that we have him, he'll be supporting it as well this year. So that's something that it's great to be able to put on and help the smaller Indian-owned businesses.
Yeah, we made a trade deadline sweep there.
That's it, right? I think we did that with him. So
all right. Well, as I said at the opener, we'll get a little bit more into the Gathering too. But as I said from the opener, we have some great stories this week. One of which, Native filmmaker Travis Hamilton bringing his new movie Legends of the Sky to Muskogee Creek Nation for a premiere last week. Also, he did us one better. Not only did he premiere the movie at the historic Orpheum Theater downtown Okmulgee, the very next day he held a workshop, a filmmaking workshop specifically for Muskogee Creek citizens here at the Tribal Complex. We have that all, and we got comments from Travis as well. We want to share that with you right now.
We took our previous film, More Than Fry Bread, around like 50 plus communities all over the U.S., Canada. Never brought it to Muskogee Creek. And so working with Selena and PR department, we were able to get things organized and be able to bring our new Legends from the Sky film here. And so I've been here in town for about an hour and excited to show the film and teaching some film workshops and just get to know the community and see the sights and maybe shoot our next film here. Legends from the Sky story is a Native veteran, gets home from the war. He's dealing with post-traumatic stress, PTSD, and he's coming home to physically heal, mentally, spiritually, all the things that happen in a combat zone. But when he gets home, his grandfather's missing, and his grandfather's land has been taken over by an unidentified federal organization that's come in and taken control, and so his world is completely tossed upside down again. There's so many stories, period, that need to be told. Native, other indigenous groups, other groups across the world. I guess the term is more regional films that need to be told. Hollywood's not interested in telling regional films. They want to tell films that have a market of going across the world. And so I think, yeah, it's very important for regional filmmaking to take place. So a lot of our films, I'm in Arizona, I lived on the Navajo reservation for a couple of years. A lot of my films relate right around, in Navajo land. With Legends from the Sky, we shot on the Kaw Nation, which I met the community when I was taking the Fry Bread on tour and saw the place and met the people and, hey, can we come back here and make part of our film here, kind of what I hope to do here. And so, yeah, there is a big need for more stories to be told, and more with, the intent to help. With this, is trying to help, break down stereotypes. Or not even with Legends from the Sky. It's more about, hey, here's a film that's interesting, has some really interesting dynamics of, sci-fi elements and native elements and stuff that I started here on the road with our Fry Bread movie. Yeah, I've done that. I've come to places, I show the film, do a question and answer, which is great, and I love doing that. But that question and answer, sometimes it's 5-10 minutes long, sometimes a half hour, depending. But for me, it's always like I want to get more involved with the community. I want to be there to help. If I can help motivate people to, hey, have a dream, follow it. Regardless what it is, get out there and follow it. And I want more of that interaction. And so yeah, tomorrow we're going to talk. Have some film workshops about the whole process from script to screen, from having an idea, how do you come up with an idea, to getting it on the big screen. We're talking about, there's a workshop with more of like the film marketing, film distribution a little bit. But yeah, all day tomorrow will be here. And I love that because for me, it gives me a chance as an outsider from, born and raised in Idaho, living in Arizona, to come here to Oklahoma, where I have a grandmother that was born and partially raised here before she moved out west farther, but really get to know the community, and you start to hear stories, and that's how even with our Legends from the Sky film, I was on Hickory Apache Res in New Mexico, and the youth started to tell stories, and I went and researched, and some of that ended up in the film. And so it's, for me, I love just realize there's a reason there's 568 nations, sovereign nations here in the U.S. that are all unique, individual. You can't lump everyone together. So holtzhamilton.com has the films available right now online. We're still trying to figure out, as a small indie filmmaker, we're still trying to get into Netflix, and think we might have some leads. So hopefully in a month or two, Netflix will carry it. Who knows, Redbox, some of those, but for sure you can watch it online. Again, our links, through holtzhamilton.com. It's a Vimeo, and then DVD. They're getting made right now, so probably, second week of August they'll be available through our website as well.
All right, our thanks once again to Travis Hamilton. Great time had by all there at the filmmaking workshop. Will, once again, the gathering starts tomorrow. American Indian Chamber of Commerce of Oklahoma's premier event each year. Starts tomorrow on Sunday, and then it's running how long?
It'll go all day Monday and end Tuesday at 2:30.
Okay, and that's in Norman at the Riverwind?
Norman, Oklahoma at the Riverwind Casino.
Great.
For information, go to aiccok.com. Excuse me, .org.
aiccok.org.
Yeah.
So great information there, and for all the folks going out to that, don't be sneaking over trying to get surveillance video of OU's preseason practices.
Exactly.
Right?
Right,
Yeah, it's always a good time to be in Norman this time of year. All right. Well, also at the gathering, Roger Johnson, who does our recreation at Creek Nation, works closely with you. We'll be doing some tips and sort of a mini Creek Fit for the business guys.
We will, yeah. Every morning at 7 a.m. we do a Rise and Shine. He does a mini Creek Fit with all the, there's all business owners and things of that nature there, so they can actually kind of learn some of the stretches and some of the movement. So, I guess workplace health is becoming kind of a big thing now.
Yeah, it needs
and
to.
it's becoming a big thing here with our Creek Fit on campus here. But he kind of gives them those tools, and they can have a Q&A with him. Him being a personal trainer, and they try to steal all his ideas and take them back to their place. But yeah, he'll be able to do that, and he's our recreation manager, so he'll do a great job.
Well, and what I like about that is he does it in a way that it's kind of quick, compact, and for business owners, sometimes they don't have a lot of time in a business day to get things done. If they can do it a little bit faster and still get in a really good solid workout, all the better. So Roger does a fantastic job there at Recreation. Speaking of recreation, you guys, for maybe the first time ever in such a grand way, have a huge event coming up at Creek Nation, the Employee Appreciation Day. And as an employee, I got to say, it feels good to be appreciated like
You
this.
bet,
You guys are going to be having volleyball tournaments, horseshoes, a concert. I mean, it's catered. You guys definitely have went all out here, and I know that you're excited to roll it out.
That's it, and it's August the 14th, which is a Friday. We'll start at 9 o'clock. Like you said, we have lots of tournaments. We have a scavenger hunt, a bingo. I think one thing that we wanted to do for the past 4 years for sure was to actually have this Employee Appreciation Day, because, you know, we know how it is. You know, you're in the grind, everybody, you know, some folks, you know, they seldom get pats on the back, not to say anything about their bosses, but yet we do a lot of work, you know, and for us with coming off of the festival time, you know, it's a little bit of downtime for us. We're still recovering from the festival. So this is our mini festival, if you will, all wrapped up in one day. But really it's just something to say, hey, to all the tribal employees, thank you.
Yeah, and there's a lot of tribal employees, and I think you touched on it a little bit. There can be times where our citizens mean well, but they're in positions where when they have to lean on the tribe for things, they're in kind of situations where they need things done quickly, or they're in a you know, a situation where they need it done quickly or whatever, and sometimes it can be difficult to work with, and when we're trying to get all the X's crossed and the I's dotted and everything like that. So it's nice, you know, to be able to have that day to where everybody just kind of relaxes and realizes that the tribe's behind them, and everybody's doing it. It really raises morale.
That's right, yeah, and that's the main thing, you know, just saying thank you and raising the morale. You know, that's, you know, we're able to just have those tournaments, and again, the catered meal, there'll be 4 different kinds of different cuisines out there. I doubt fry bread will be one of them, but yet it'll be out there. You know, we can guarantee that it's going to be hot. And we'll have a lot of competition things, and you know, I think one of the main things that will draw a lot of folks after the employee portion is over is a concert by Neil McCoy.
Cool, yeah, that's going to be great.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I know Neil's quite an entertainer, and I know you guys is pretty fortuitous opportunity to get him to stop in, and he's been really generous and things like that. So what a treat for the employees.
Oh,
That's
for
awesome.
sure. You know, his show starts at 2:30, and from 9 to 1:30 is everything for the employees. But at 2:30, I would say 2 o'clock, we encourage the public to come out, and it's a free concert. You know, we have concerts here, we never charge, and you know, he's an international country singer, has a residency in Branson, so
cool.
for him to stop in Okmulgee is a great thing, and I say come out and don't forget your lawn chair.
Very cool, and awesome that people can come out too. That's a great thing that you guys are providing. Want to say thanks once again. Well, Will, like I said from the beginning, it's a little different. We were having you on and talking about all these things, but we do want to definitely highlight our features. And our next feature for today is the Great Muskogee Literacy Program, something that the National Council passed you know, it's been a while now, but this is a great thing, and I wanted to show how it's been put into action at our different schools, at our different Head Starts, at our areas where these kids are really taking off with the MYON program, doing work with the online books and reading, and really just enhancing the literacy of our citizenry at an early age, even into high school. So it's a great thing. Devaney Luxinger and I had a chance to sort of crisscross the state on a recent day to see where some of this curriculum is being put into place, and it's really working, and it was just a joy to see these kids and see these educators, teachers seeing the benefits of this great program.
To be an advocate for the Muskogee Creek Nation Literacy Program has absolutely been a joy and an honor. There is nothing more important than our children. This literacy program is an investment in our children. They will have confidence in themselves. They will have communication skills because they will be literate at a very early age, very proficiently.
We serve low-income children, and for some of these children, some of them may not have computers or access to electronics at home. So what we have provided here is them able to get on the computer. We have a computer in the classroom, and then we have one in my office, and we can log them on, and then what we do is I take a few children at a time, bringing them into the classroom computer or to my office, and they get on MYON, and they are just really excited. They know how to maneuver around. They know what books that they read, and what I do is, in order for them to remember the books, at the end I ask them questions about it so they remember.
Children who live in low-income families are 5 to 6 times more likely to drop out of high school. A high school dropout makes significantly less, almost half as much, as their peers who have graduated from high school. This will ensure economic development. This will ensure economic security for our children. This will ensure our tribal future.
I'm so glad that even though it's electronic, sometimes they want to put them in front of the TV and stuff. On the other hand, if they put them in with the MYON, then they are learning what they should be learning. And these children here, I want them to succeed, and I want them to be able to move on to the public school knowing that they come from Muskogee Creek Nation and they are ready to learn. And they have already set some good impressions here at school. And it's so amazing how they walk through the door and they're so timid and shy, and and their language is not up to par. But by December, you can already see a difference. And by May, they are just blossomed into beautiful little flowers. We're singing, we're talking, communicating, and that's what these children need, because they are sponges. At this age, anything you say and do, they remember it. So we want to be able to put positive things into their brain so that way when they get to public school, they will be ready.
All Native students are struggling with culture and learning the language, and MYON has provided an opportunity for students to jump ahead in that area. And the books that are available, you can read in English, and then you can read them in your tribal language. And in the Creek language specifically, it is allowing those students to learn in their language by hearing it orally and audibly. And those students can read a book in English and then turn around and hear that same book spoken to them in Creek. And it gives them that opportunity to hear and speak and read and know what they're reading.
It's putting our money where our mouth is. Basically, the Muskogee Creek Nation Literacy Program is enhancing the lives of our citizens, point blank, hands down.
All right, that's going to wrap up another episode of Native News Today. We want to thank William Lowe, once again, Director of Tourism and Recreation here at Muskogee Creek Nation, for joining us. Want to remind you on a lot of dates we got coming up this week, starting tomorrow, the AICCO of Oklahoma, the American Indian Chamber of Commerce. They will be having the Gathering, their big business summit, in Norman at the Riverwind Casino the next few days. I could check that if you're in the area. Also, the 14th, Employee Appreciation Day, going on out at the Claude Cox Omniplex. And the 15th, our big forum for Principal Chiefs. 22nd will be the forum for our National Council candidates. So lots of great things happening out there, and we want to keep you keyed up on that. So stay right with us right here on Native News Today. Stay with us on all our social media sites, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Also, always, if you're out of the area, check out our YouTube channel, our online channel, for weekly updates and all of our videos and episodes. So for all my crew here at Native News Today, did a great job this week. We'll see you next time, same time. You all have a good one.